All right, let's get it. The topic for today's video is if you want to hide something, blank, 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 put it in a book. And I know those of us who are from a certain age group are very familiar with that phrase. Um, and I know a lot of us who are watching this video are very familiar with that phrase. I will not say the entire thing. But yeah, a lot of you guys know and are familiar with that phrase. If you want to hide something, put it in a book. Well, I just want to say in this day and age, that phrase may not be as true or popular as it once was. Because, hey, here's the thing, we can read, and we do read, and we do research, and we're starting to uncover a lot of things that were right under our noses, as they say, right? We're finding out things that were hidden in plain sight. Man, I'm just full of cliches today. But anyway, uh, so the first book I want to discuss is King Solomon's Mines, that was written in the 1800s by a Caucasian author. And I have highlighted, the plot synopsis, and you can read that if you want to, but I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of my own, or I should say in my own words. So the story focuses on Alan Quartermain, who is an adventurer, sort of think Indiana Jones, right? Who leads a group of people through Africa, I'm sorry, in search of King Solomon's mines, but they're also looking for a missing person that has been previously lost, searching for the mine. Now, for those of us who don't like to read, there has been several movies about said book, said story, several film adaptations, as they say. One starring Richard Chamberlain in 1985. I believe Sharon Stone is also a co-star. The other one in 2004, which stars Patrick Swayze. But those are not the two, even though they may be more popular. Those are not the two that you should watch if you're going to venture out and watch one of these movies. My suggestion is the 1950 version starring Deborah Kerr and Stuart Granger. I prefer this version because of this tall brother that you see them greeting on the screen. Spoiler alert, he turns out to be an Egyptian prince. See, he travels with them throughout the entire expedition. And in the end, they discover that he was an Egyptian prince the entire time. That detail is missing from the other two versions that I previously discussed. That is exactly why I prefer this version, because it is not as whitewashed as the others. I also have to say that the special effects and the graphics are terrible. I mean, it was 1950. They did the best they could, but it's still worth a watch. The next story that I'd like to discuss is called Congo, written by Michael Crichton in 1980. And some of you may be more familiar with his more popular works like the Jurassic Park series. So yeah, this one kind of flew under the radar, but it's worth checking out. So I'm going to read the first paragraph here about Congo. Congo is a 1980 science fiction novel by Michael Crichton, the fifth under his own name and the 15th overall. The novel centers on an expedition searching for diamonds and investigating the mysterious deaths of a previous expedition in the dense tropical rainforest of the Congo. Crichton calls Congo a lost world novel in the tradition founded by Henry Rider Haggard's King Solomon's Mines. Here's the important part: featuring the mines of that work's title. I'm going to read that last part again. Featuring the mines of that work's title, which means that Michael Crichton's Congo is also about the location of King Solomon's mines. His diamond mine, to be more specific. So let me just say, for the record, I understand that these are works of fiction. To my knowledge, King Solomon's mines have never been located. So no, there is not a historical document or anything that pinpoints the location to the actual location of King Solomon's mines. I understand that these are works of fiction, but with that being said, I do find it quite interesting that here is your second Caucasian author writing about King Solomon's mines being located in Africa. Is it a coincidence? Perhaps. But let me just say, if you're one of the people who believe that the Israelites were not black, then I want you to explain to me, I want you to explain to us why this so-called white king would be hiding his treasures in Africa. I need an explanation. Make that one make sense. Yes, for those of us who don't like to read, there is a film adaptation of Congo, which was released in 1995, starring Laura Linney and Ernie Hudson Jr. And you guys may recognize him from Ghostbusters and a few other movies. I think he was in Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes. Recognizable brother. And the movie's not great, but I'm not a film critic. I would that's not the point of this video to say whether this movie is or isn't worth watching. But I just again find it interesting that they're saying that the location of King Solomon's mines, the location is in Africa. And they call it like the lost city of Zinj or Zanj, however you want to pronounce that. They call it that in the story and in the movie. But it may throw you off, but if you pay close enough attention, you will get it. The next story I'd like to discuss is Raiders of the Lost Ark from the popular Indiana Jones series. And this story is about the Ark of the Covenant. So a brief synopsis. Indiana Jones is racing against Nazis to find the Ark of the Covenant. Now, those of us who do our Bible studies, those of us who have read, we know that the Ark of the Covenant is in a guarded location. And even if you did find it, you would not be able to touch it. We all know the story of the guy who tried to catch the ark when it was falling and died right there on the spot. So yeah, we know that no, you would not be able to locate the Ark of the Covenant. And like I said, and even if you did locate it, you would not be able to handle it. You wouldn't be able to touch it. So we know it's fiction is the point I'm trying to make. Okay, we get it. We know that it's fiction. But the interesting thing is a large portion of this story takes place in Africa. So here we are on our third Caucasian author writing about a biblical artifact, a biblical treasure being located in Africa. So again, if the Israelites were not black, I need someone to explain to me why did they spend so much time in Africa? And this is way before colonization. Okay? Way before. I also may do a video on how many of the Israelites married or were in relationships with African women. I may do a video on that because that's really like another one that I need someone to explain to me, is why these so-called white Israelites loved black women the way that they did, if you think that they were white. But I digress. That's another topic, like I said, for another video. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is, like I said, this isn't scholastic proof. These are works of fiction, but I just find it interesting that every time they want to find something dealing with biblical significance, it always points them to Africa. I did 2 videos called They Know. I'm just saying, somebody knows something, y'all. It's been sitting right in front of us the whole time. Just giving y'all some food for thought. Get a plate. So I'm going to leave it there for now. If you like the way I think, slide over to Patreon. Check out some of my original short stories. It's only $1.50 per download. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on our future videos. Like always, I thank you for your time. Peace.